Hey y'all, it's Zoe and welcome back to another video on my channel. I sincerely apologize about my lack of videos. I skipped a week basically and I thought I was gonna catch up last week, but I'm actually gonna catch up this week. It has been crazy just like figuring out my new schedule and things like that. I'm considering possibly uploading videos on Sundays now instead of Fridays because it's easier for me to edit on the weekends, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. It'll all get figured out. I'm still going to try to get out one video a week, whether it's a Friday or a Sunday or a Wednesday or whatever. So anyways, so today I just wanted to make a quick little video while I get ready to start my new job because I just wanted to kind of share something that I did in grad school, something that I'm continuing on as I start my job, and see what you all think. And if you're in a similar situation as me, maybe you did something similar or you want to do something similar. So yeah, that's what this video is going to be about. And then my next video will be the last one of the month and it'll be my August books. And then I'm excited to start getting into some post-grad content and some other life content. So yeah, let's get into this video. Okay, so if you remember, this video was shot like February 2025, so like over a year ago. I introduced you all to this. It is my field notebook. I got it at Michael's and I made it when I was getting ready to start my field placement. So if you don't know what a field placement is, it's kind of like a clinical rotation, kind of like doctors have to do or student teaching, but it's a little different. We do it while we're still in school, as opposed to doctors who get to do it after they finish school. And my school does it where we only have one field placement. Sometimes schools will do 2 field placements. It really just depends. So I got this journal to kind of track my experiences, to log them, to journal them. I really love to write, and when I was younger I would have diaries and journals, and I have a bajillion unfinished stories that I would be writing. So not only do I like to do it as a hobby, but I also really like it as a coping skill and being able to just process what's going on in my life. I kind of started doing it after my grandfather died, and it's just been really, really nice. And I don't really keep a diary right now, but I will get into kind of what I'm doing instead. So anyways, I gave you all a little tour in the first video, but I'm going to give you all a little tour again and then get to why I'm showing you all this journal. One of the reasons why I'm showing this to you is because if you're a grad student or a med student or any kind of student that does any kind of clinical rotations, student teaching, even law students, I know they do like legal clinics and things like that. I really liked this as someone who likes to journal and scrapbook and write just as a way to remember my time. I'm also like huge on like memoirs or memorabilia, things like that. So I really liked doing this, and so one reason why I wanted to show you all was because I think it could be helpful for a lot of people. So anyways, as you can tell, I put my name on the front. Definitely is optional. You don't have to put your name on it if you don't want to. And I kind of got the inspiration kind of from bullet journaling. So the journal that I got is the little dot grid. It's not graph paper and it's not lined. It's just little dots. It's to help when you have rulers to like make little boxes and things like that. And so this is the cover page. It just says Zoe's Field Journal. And when I started school, which was September 2024, because the field placement process actually starts like in your first semester, which for me was September 2024. And so then I logged everything that happened pre-field. So I logged everything about the organizations I was interviewing at, questions that I had, when my interview date was, days since interview, feedback that I got, things like that. So I did it for everything. Here's another one I got rejected from. And then this is the one for the one that I did get placed at. And then I logged all of the training modules that I had to take because it was in a hospital setting. So I had to do a lot of training modules. See, it's 2 pages. That takes us to this. So this is my page for field. This is where I was placed at. And then I drew the little Epic symbol because we used Epic. That is their little thing. Their, what's it called? Patient health records. Okay, so then this is my table of contents for semester 1. I'm going to be honest, when I started this journal, I thought I would run out of space, so that's why I split it up by semester. Now that I have done it, I probably could have fit a whole table of contents on one page. So something to think about if you're doing just regular bullet journaling, like day-to-day people do it to like track water, track sleeping, movies they've watched, books they've read. Definitely consider like how many pages you think something will take up. You could leave 1 page for table of contents, 2 pages. I don't know. If I were to do this again, I'd probably just use 1 page. And so then this is my schedule for the first semester that I was there. And then I have this page, affirmations, goals, and quotes. I didn't actually fill it up as much as I thought I would. But, you know, there's still room to grow. Then this is my semester at a glance. I logged anything important for school, any holidays, things like that. And then I just did little weekly spreads. And this is kind of where the bullet journaling comes in. So I also made this little flappy page, which I thought was really cool. I think they call it like French doors. So it's like a little book inside. I had I took notes on things. And then, yeah, I just had little weekly spreads. I did monthly highlights. And then each week looked a little differently. And I pretty much used 1 page per week, but obviously you can do this how you want. You can make a whole week both pages. I was only there part-time, so I didn't really need the full page. I could fit 3 days on one side, so that's what I did for that. And then, yeah, this is like February highlights. And then at the end, and each page was a little different. Obviously, when I first was doing this, I was a lot more creative with spreads. Like 13, it was like Taylor Swift themed. And then I did like first semester highlights. And then, yeah, I just repeated it for the second semester. So my schedule, table of contents, weekly spreads. Again, they're not super pretty. I added some washi tape. Each one looks a little differently, but I did not do any drawings like I did. I separated this whole one with washi tape. And then we have second semester highlights. And then we go to my third and final semester. This one, though, I kind of fell off the bat a little bit, and I did not keep up with it as much as I wanted to, so I actually sticky noted bullet points of what happened during the week, and I didn't actually fill it out until this past summer, so I feel really bad, but my memory was still fresh enough that I could kind of remember what happened. I still had my calendar, so I could look back and see what sessions that I had, and I could kind of remember, so yeah, it's not perfect. I would have liked to kept up with it longer than I could, but it was my last semester. I was getting ready to graduate, and this just wasn't a top priority for me. So yeah, and so then this is my December highlights, and then I have this whole page called Looking Back, and it's a 1-year reflection. And then that finishes out the journal, and so there's still half a journal left, pretty much. But since I'm now in a new phase of life, I didn't want to continue in the same journal. So even though there's still half a journal left, I did end up starting a new journal for this new job. Some things that I could do with the other half of the book is scrapbook some things from grad school, add some pictures, things like that. So I'll consider doing that. But this is the one now. It is pink. I was thinking about getting the same color, but I got pink because they didn't have any purples, and I wanted to make sure that it had little bookmarks, a little thingy, and that the pages were how I wanted it to be. There's no pencil holder like there's in the other one, but that's okay. So I put my name on it yet again, and this one I haven't done the title page quite yet. This one actually has a built-in table of contents. It's kind of hard to see, but it has a little built-in table of contents, which is nice. So yeah, I have little sticky notes of what I want to do. Title page, school year, and then I started an entry for my orientation day. So yeah, I am planning to do something very similar for this. I'm in professional development right now, so I'm definitely going to be logging a couple, probably going to log my thoughts like at the end of the first week and then at the end of the second week, and then obviously when school starts. But I also wanted to make this video because I like to get people's opinions on things, and I know a lot of you haven't met me in person, but you kind of saw what I did in this, and I'm curious to know what you think I should do for this. Obviously, my schedule, I don't really have a set schedule. It changes every day, every week based on the students that I have to see, things like that. But I'm just wondering like what kind of spreads you think I should make, things like that. I am hoping to have this job for a couple of years. I could probably make this whole journal year one. If I continue on after, who knows? I'm gonna have supervision, so yeah, let me know your thoughts on spreads that I could make, ways that I can make this journal special so it doesn't just look like a diary. I don't know. I feel like I should try to do some creative spreads like I did in here. But yeah, I'm not really sure because, again, I don't really have like the same schedule every day, things like that. So if you have any ideas, let me know. But yeah, so that pretty much is it for this video. I just kind of wanted to show you all my journals, give you a updated tour of my field journal, a complete look at what it looks like now, and that I've started a new one for my first post-grad job as a social worker. So yeah, if you end up doing anything like this, let me know in the comments. I'm really interested to see how other people do journaling. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. So I will see you all hopefully, probably, definitely on Sunday for books that I read this month. And yeah, so that's it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!